Hey everybody, welcome to another week of Duck Pick'em All Stars. I am joined by my three compadres here, Kamish, Icehouse, and Grody Gloater. We are here to let you know all kinds of things about fantasy football that you may want to include for your picks of the week, your bets of the week, your skills that make your bills for the week with that, right? Um, let's talk about what happened last week with who had the successes, who didn't have the successes with that. Kamish, let us know what happened last week.
Great. Last week was abysmal for everybody. I'm just kidding. It was not. Uh, Come on. Let's get it. No, come on, group picks. There they are. All right. Last week, Tommy led the week with 93 points, followed behind by Stan with 87. Boss further behind with 66. Eric with 63. Kevin with 54. Myself with 43. And John bringing up the rear with 28 points. Um, We all got Miami right. We all got Washington right. Kevin was the only one that got Cleveland right. I was going to change it, but I realized it wasn't going to change where I landed. Stan was the only one that got Green Bay right and Seattle right. That's it for those. As far
All right,
as
last
there's
week.
nobody that got anything one. Nobody. Yeah, there was no solo person that got one wrong where everybody else got it right. Admittedly, I was a little shocked that Denver decided to know how to play. Who else shocked me? I got to be honest. Both the Jets and both New York teams saddened that they did not pull it off and win those games.
Saddened by the G-men. I picked New England.
Yeah, you can be. I figured that I don't know that Jets seemed like they were a different team, but I didn't get to watch much of football as I did a work lunch brunch thing, and then we watched the movie Black Adam. Um,
I can tell you for a fact the
John,
defense
you
looked
lost.
great in that game. The offense is what did them in. Three interceptions that were returned for 20 yards apiece. With that, will destroy any team with that. But
Hmm.
Mac Jones got sacked 5 times for a series of losses with it. Jets offense just looked like they were scrambling for most of the damn game. The defense is what's winning that team
Hmm.
games.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I thought the defense, considering that the New England's offense isn't that potent, that the defense would have been able to more or less win that game. But another week of John losing 15 points on Pittsburgh. So chalk it up on the big board.
That's super
What are you
truck this
at now,
over here.
John? What, you got 150 or something by now?
John, you are now
Hmm.
at yeah,
I
you
think
are
it's
now at enough.
three wins and 5 losses.
Yeah.
Ye-
As the standings play out, Kevin with the massive lead, 528 over the next up is Stan with 470, Tommy with 465, tied with JV. Although it's funny, he's got 10 less right, and I guess maybe that's why they're giving him the edge is because he's gotten more of his higher points right than John. As Tommy has a 48 and 72 record, and John has a 58 and 62. See, that's where those Pittsburgh picks come in handy. I'm in fifth place with 446. Boss, 2 points ahead of Eric at 429 over 427. Still can't really escape that man.
Good job, boss. You're finally not in last place.
Yeah,
Coming
okay,
in
by
hot.
points at that.
We're
Oh, well,
running your tail, Joe. Here I come.
those are awesome stats brought to us by the commish here. Tommy couldn't be here,
Oh,
so we miss him.
right. Sorry. And then there was 9 favorites and 6 underdogs last week. I did update
Oh,
my charts. On the season so far, 55 favorites versus 65 underdogs with still 3 pushes, leading the favorites to be the right pick 44.7% of the time, the underdogs 52.8, and the pushes are 2%.
Nice.
those are good stats. This might be one of the only places where you might be able to find stats like that, at least easily, with giving total credit to the commish for keeping track of something awesome like that.
Another thing I'm going to start doing is tracking the pick distribution on the right where the percentage is. I'm just going to go by 10% range. So if it's like 90 or above, well, how often is that the right pick? 80 or above. on the favorites and just sort of do a percentage there, because there is something to that sometimes where, as we'll see when we go through some of these picks, where 60% of the people are picking the underdog, and that's usually ends up being the right pick.
Yeah. And that makes sense with that. Yeah. So the Sippy Cup couldn't be here, or Blankenship, whatever you want to call him, couldn't be here. Also, Commanding the Picks couldn't be here. So we go down to the third string winner of this week, Ice House. Boss knows best. Let's give a cheers around to the boss with this one here. Boss, what was your favorite game to watch last week?
Oh man, favorite game to watch? I don't know, whichever one I won money on, bro.
Easy enough with that. How much money did you win last week?
I don't even fucking know.
Oh, jeez. Yes, there. They're family
One of the
friendly.
true gambling addict.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I've been in a lot of games. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
Maybe
sounded
I-
like a true gambling addict. I just bet. I don't know if I won.
All right with that. Well, Boss wins this week, so he actually gets to talk about two games. The first of his games he's decided to talk about is his closet fan of a Kansas City Chiefs against the Tennessee Titans. Hit us up with what you know, Ice House.
Had some great stats on that one. Oh, what I got? Tennessee is 5-2 against the spread this year, and it's Andy Reid is 20-3 after a bye week in his career against the spread. So the Chiefs, however, are 3-7 against the spread this year, but or in the last 10 rather. But they're in their last 4 conference games. They have decided by less than 4 points each. Whereas the Chiefs' 3 games versus NFC opponents this year have won all 3 by 10 or more. I'm coming out with the Chiefs at home. Max points on the Chiefs.
Holy cow! Max points on the Chiefs. That's pretty awesome with that. Max points already. First pick of the. Hey, what is max points? At 14 this week or 13?
13.
13 points on the Chiefs with that one. Grody, what do you say to that?
I'm gonna put 3 on Tennessee. I think even if Ryan Tannehill doesn't start, if there's one thing I know about football, if there's one way to keep one guy off the field, you run the ball. And when you have a guy like Derrick Henry, you keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline.
3 points on Tennessee there, commission.
Let's see. Who did I pick in this game already? Oh, yeah, 12.5 points. I got Tennessee for 3.
Tennessee for 3 with that one there. Makes sense there. 6 on the Chiefs. They're at home and they are loud. Although it's Tennessee, I don't know how close they actually are with one another, but yeah. Makes sense with that. They're down the list. We go with that. Grody, you are talking about the Miami Dolphins against the Bears. Hey, hit us up with some stats.
So
Look at this Tampa Bay game.
that's the last game you chose.
Oh,
so you know
forgot.
last.
Please forget.
Do you know how this show works?
No, he never does.
You
Yeah.
win like once a year. And forget every single time.
So the Bears and Dolphins, they do not play that much. They've only met 13 times. The Dolphins lead the series 9-4. Most Chicago fans that know the Bears know that the biggest hurt can be from the year in '85 when the Dolphins whooped their butt 38-24, costing them a perfect season. But if you talk to anybody on that '85 team, they'll tell you they needed that game. That's probably one of the reasons it propelled them to continue to play their asses off, because they got beat down by them. But to the new aged Bears, who made some trades this week, getting rid of their linebacker Roquan Smith, which the stats on that I have is the reason why they did this is because there was a big issue, and his intrigue in the nightlife of Chicago, and they had some contention with that. So they really wanted him, not out at the middle of the night. He was like, "No, I'm not going to do that." So it's one of the reasons, one of the factors. There's other reasons too as well. Factors into trading him. The one thing
Yeah, I'm sure that weighed like 20 to 30% on their mind.
It's I mean, hey, you're gonna get when you go out at night, you're getting trouble. But the other thing too is I don't think with the one thing they talked about too with bringing in Matt Eaterfuse, I don't think he fit what they wanted in a linebacker. But the other addition that the Bears did get was Chase Claypool from the Steelers, which I really like. I think he's got a chance to kind of have a reinsurgence here with the Bears, reuniting him with his college teammate Cole Kmet. They both played at Notre Dame together.
Oh.
Notre Dame.
Yeah. So they got him, and this is the one interesting stat I love about this that I found out today as well. The reason why the Bears decided to trade for him is not just because they believe in Justin Fields, but they found out the Green Bay Packers were interested in trading, and so they called him up and go, "What are they offering you? Oh, really? Well, we'll give you a second round pick, and it's going to be ours, not the one we got from the Ravens." And the Steelers said, "We'll take it." Suck at Green Bay. No wide receiver help for you, Aaron Rodgers.
That's right.
But back to the game. I got 6 points on Chicago. I think even with the addition of Bradley Chubb to the Miami defense, I think the Bears have started to show that they can move the ball on offense. I know right now it's only a 5-point spread, but I think if it goes lower, I might switch to Miami. But yeah, I think we pick Chicago. I think they're going to come out, new weapon for Fields to hopefully connect with, and we'll see what they can do at home.
I like it. I like it a lot with that. Good stats. Roquan, we're going to miss you. I'm going to miss you. I was a big fan. Kamish, what are your thoughts?
Let's not forget that the Bears did get AJ Klein in that trade, so they do have a linebacker for a linebacker.
Future Hall of Fame.
I don't know his stats or anything. I noticed that because they didn't announce the trade until today when they had also done the Claypool thing, so their social media could put the thing on there that, hey, we traded away Roquan, and oh, by the way, here's all these positive things about Claypool to bury that thing down there so that way we can minimize the amount of hate we're about to get. No, the percentages on this 74% for Miami. Unfortunately, the Bears' lack of a defense and Miami's non-lack of a defense. I got my 6 points and I'm putting it on Miami.
Points on Miami with that. That makes sense with that. Oh, I'm a sucker for a good Bears game. I'm hoping for a comeback of some sort with that. I thought part of me says I like the way that we played against the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys just played a hell of a lot better, and I wish our defense was better. I'm hoping for something. I don't know what this something is, but Miami has a tendency to have times when their defense is really damn good, and then they have times where their defense just falls apart for some reason. Party it up in Chicago, Miami. I'm going to go 7 points on the Bears with that. Ice House?
No, I disagree with you, Jen. To Joe's point, I thought it was funny a couple days ago when the Roquan trade was announced. They said they're like, oh, AJ Klein was like 2 weeks ago was on like the Giants, practice squad. It's like if the Bears wanted him, they could have fucking had him for free. Oh, I mean, obviously he's just a throw in for whatever measure, but no, I just don't trust the Bears anymore on defense. Miami for 3 points.
Miami for tree.
The other thing to think about too is that defense looked like they looked like they lost somebody, which, I mean, I get it. Robert Quinn was gone, and not to say that he wasn't necessarily like a big leader on that defense, but that's what that game, whatever little bit of it I actually saw, it looked like that defense was just like lost without him. And now you've taken away another leader. Like, forget about it. Like,
That's
AJ Klein's
the thing. Like, I want to root for the Bears at home, but I can't take that.
Right. And AJ Klein's a 31-year-old dude. He's not, 26. And the other thing I will say, and this is something I don't quite understand, and I really don't. I mean, again, I'm not a football player. I don't know, but why is it that every single fucking guy that gets drafted, signs with a team, signs some 5-year deal, starts to make a big fucking stink in his 4th year? Like, you knew what you signed 4 fucking years ago. You knew that you probably weren't going to get it renegotiated. And don't get me wrong, like if it was in the cards the entire time that Poles and them, maybe they waited until he had a hell of a season to raise his trading stock. Instead of trading him in the offseason. Who knows what he talked to behind closed doors, and they were getting, 4th, 5th, round pick options, and they were like, nope, we're not doing that. And Roquan has one hell of a season to start, and it's like, all right, like his stock went up, and now they got something worthwhile. But it just baffles my mind that even if the Bears weren't going to keep him consistently throughout the last probably 10 or 15 years, you hear about these guys in their 4th year being like, nope, I want to rework, I want more money. Like, well, your contract's almost up. And in the Bears situation, the only thing that I could have seen that made logistical sense as to why they didn't do it is they had no fucking space, which they were going to have next year. So if they planned on keeping him, that's the reason why I could have seen the contract talks breaking off, is if they said, hey, listen, we want to get this done too. We literally can't do it right now. We can, however, do it in the offseason. Like, we don't know how unrestricted free agency works, and I don't know any of that other crap, but like, I got to imagine anybody else on the team that might have their contract up, the Bears have got to be telling them, listen, we want you to stay on this team. We can renegotiate in the offseason when we have $120 million worth of cap space.
Well, that's where I think the part of like Roquan being his own agent comes in. He doesn't have someone who's been around the league for as long as agents have. Tell him like, look, dude, don't worry about it this year. As long as you play good, get yours. Instead, in his mind, he's like, I want my money now.
Right.
He doesn't have anyone to tell him, you don't need to. You got a good check. You already had a good bunch of checks. I think he only had his best interest. No one had his best interest at stake but him. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Right.
Just, the problem with people being their own agents, and, it's like Lamar. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it worked. Maybe it'll work out for him. I don't want to know, but it's like when you're talking about millions of dollars at stake. It's like selling your home. It's like, well, sure, you could do it yourself, but why wouldn't you just pay the 3% commission and have a fucking realtor do it? Do it for a goddamn living.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Like, and to be honest, it as smart as he might be on the field as a player, it clearly shows his lack of intelligence off the field in a situation that he himself has decided he wants to control.
Yeah, and it's a situation he can't control, because it's like, dude, the Bears have all the control. You can franchise tag you another year if they wanted to. Another one after that if they wanted to. You ain't got shit. What do you?
And I get trying to avoid that, but at the same time, like, I mean, fine, he's not going to fit in their scheme. Good, fine, that's great. You traded him, you got something for it. I am a little disappointed. I would have thought the Bears would have traded away Baltimore's 2nd round pick for Chase Claypool, because their pick is going to be a lot higher, or I'm sorry, a lot lower in the draft. Like, it'll be a lower number.
But so the other reason why they did that for Claypool as well is because after they did the trade today in his press conference, Ryan Poles said the reason why they went for Claypool, when a lot of people are like, oh, obviously you're with trading away all these defensive guys, you're clearly tanking. He goes, yeah, but the problem is in this next draft, there's not wide receiver talent that like anybody likes, and that's why I was saying at work, they're doing the Kansas City Chief way. They believe Fields is the guy, so they're going to build the offense first. Be able to score 35 points a game, and then you build your defense like KC is doing right now. So I believe that's the reason why they want a high pick, because let's say you get pick 5. Okay, well, you call teams 10 through 20, say, hey, you want our 5th pick? Great. Give us your 1st, your 2nd, your 3rd. We'll move back. Then once maybe you get the 15th pick, you call 20 through 30. Hey, You want the 15th pick? You give us your first, your second, your third. And he just wants to compile picks to get as many young guys in here to figure out who he can get offensively. Linemen, wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, because I'm pretty sure they're probably going to not re-sign David Montgomery with how good Khalil Herbert looks. So it's like, what's the point of giving David Montgomery money when you're like, we've got Khalil Herbert. We could just draft another guy.
You usually find a running back in the third, fourth round anyway.
I mean, that's where Tony Pollard went. I think he was a 4th round back.
Yeah, these days, those third, fourth round running backs are like as good as anybody else. So it's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, I like that strategy.
But yeah,
It makes sense.
well, and that's
I
the thing
don't see
too.
him getting. I don't see him getting as many picks as you think he's going to get for.
I'm just saying, like, obviously you're going to go, hey, give me. Obviously, you're going to get there first, and then you're going to probably try to get like a second or a third for them, trading up. But the big point is I don't think there's going to be a big offensive lineman either. Like, if you have the 5th pick and there's a guy in the offensive lineman coming out of college where you're like, this guy we plug him in day one, he'll be a starter, he'll be able to take on Aaron Donald by himself. Like, yes, you draft that guy with the 5th overall pick, but if that guy's not there, why take somebody 5th when if you trade back you get more picks, and then you just keep compiling picks, and then you just compile more and more guys. Like, honestly, I made the joke today at work. I said if he could have 22 picks, that's what he'd want, so he could draft 11 offensive guys, 11 defensive guys.
That's good. That's a good discussion with that.
But,
We'll see.
I guess I like Claypool because it's like, well, okay, he does have potential. I remember watching him a lot in Notre Dame. I never thought he'd be a star. It's like there was always that. It's like there's a chance he could be something.
I mean, he's 6'4", so I think he's like the tallest wide receiver.
And everything. He just doesn't seem to. Maybe you change the scenery or whatever from team will get him to be like, dude, okay, here's your chance to shine. Biggest competition on the other side is Mooney, and in the middle, well, God knows what the fuck's going on there. Here.
Oh, I have no problem with the Bears picking up Claypool. I don't have any problem with that at all. I think that's fine. Like, he's clearly shown that he has talent and he can play the game, and he's also tall, which the Bears lack in wide receiver. Like, not that takes anything away from Mooney. I mean, Steve Smith for Carolina, he was like 5'10" or something. I don't know. He was a short guy.
Oh,
But
really?
oh yeah. He was not, and I mean, he was a number 1 on that team. And I'm not saying that Mooney can't be a number 1, but if you don't have anybody else around you, like, I mean, let's be honest, Steve Smith, talent-wise, much higher than Mooney.
Yeah.
For his own, but I mean, Mooney, I think, can work if you have somebody else, if you have other options to throw to. So getting Claypool, I think, will help Mooney's numbers go up.
Yeah, I think it's a guy that he can
and
run.
Also Kmet's numbers go up. I think everyone on the offense could benefit in the passing game from the addition of Claypool.
Yeah.
I agree. I think at the end of the day, it's like, from what I heard, basically it's the Bears are saying, it's like, well, the only thing that matters anymore this season is Justin Fields. Is he our future quarterback? With with Claypool, it's like, okay, with Claypool, Mooney, and Kmet, if he can't do with that and Montgomery in the backfield and Herbert, well, know by the end of the year whether he's your guy or not.
Right.
And come draft time, then you can figure out what you need to do. Well, I like it in that sense.
I like it too. All right. Next on the list is Kamish, who I was so excited when he made this pick because I'm going to read you exactly what he texted me when I asked him what game he wanted. He goes, "Let's go Buffalo against the Jets, Jets. Kamish, tell us what you know."
Right. So let's update that. All right. So these two teams, divisional opponents, play each other twice every year in their history. They've met 123 times, including one postseason game. The Buffalo Bills currently lead the series 67-56. The Buffalo Bills are currently riding a 4-game win streak against these Jets. And quite frank, oh no, there was one close. I guess that's a one-score game, but 27-10, 45-17, 18-10, and 27-17 are the scores of the last four. So not exactly super close, but also like two of them are within 10 points, and this spread is saying 13. I'm sorry, yes, 13, right? Yeah, went up 1.5 with the addition of that running back that Buffalo got. Went up 1.5. On the season, Buffalo has, I think, always been the favorite. They got, though, I think there's a push against them because I got 3 wins for the favorite and 2 losses. And last week, against Green Bay, they weren't the right pick. But I mean, it's also a large spread like this. It's in New York, which doesn't look good for the Jets as they are 1-3 at home and 4-0 on the road. The Buffalo Bills, however, are 3-0 at home and 3-1 away, so favors Buffalo. As far as points scored versus or point differential, Buffalo plus 105, the Jets plus 17. And something to note, the Buffalo Bills are the only team, or the last team to give up or not give up more than 100 points. They're at 98. Everybody else has given up over 100 points on the season. Points scored. Oh, Kansas City, Baltimore. Buffalo's third in the AFC with points scored at 203 points. And fourth overall as Seattle has 210. So their offense is potent. The Jets will be without Breece Hall as he's done for the season, and he seemed to be a little bit of a spark plug for that offense. Defensively, as well as the Jets have done, I don't see them being able to stop that Buffalo offense. I don't see it happening. I'd like to believe that the Bills could score more, but I don't know. I'm tempted to take the Jets just because it's such a large spread, and on this 4-game win streak, I mean, the last 2 games, it's 17 and 28-point blowout. So, I mean, you're looking at a 50-50 shot, in my opinion, of the Bills covering. And I got 1 point on the game, and right now, because of the percentages being 60-40 for pick distribution, I'm going to put it on the Jets for now. If it goes up any higher, I think I'll leave it on the Jets. If it goes back down for any reason, I might switch it to Buffalo.
There we go. Yeah, good stats with that there. I'm also going to go for the Jets. This is one of my underdog picks. I believe in everything the commissioner says. The Jets' defense looks good. I don't know if they're Buffalo good, but they look good. Their offense, without Breece Hall, yeah. So I will believe that the 52.8% of the underdog picks do make it through, and I'm thinking that one's going to be for the Jets. Ice House.
Well, considering I'm playing against Grody and the Bills, I'm going to take Buffalo for 11.
Whoa.
If it goes, you know what? Basically, if the Jets win by, don't lose by 12, probably be, it'll work out in my favor. So, classic boss strategy of just bet against yourself.
That's the system, huh? Well,
That seems to be the system.
that's the system. That, at its core, we have.
Losing pick 'em, I guess.
Oh boy. Grody, what does your system say?
I'm dropping a deuce on the Jets right now.
We're pooping on the Jets. That's funny. Good dad. All right. Good picks with that one there. Good picks. It comes down to me. I was last place. God, my picks last week sucked. Probably not going to be too much better this week. My game is Arizona hosting Seattle. I had a chance to actually, for whatever reason, the last week's Seattle game. Who did they play last week?
Man,
Yeah,
They
the
played
New York Football Giants.
That's right. Yeah, they played the Giants. That was broadcast in my area for some reason on Sunday, and so I got a chance to actually watch it. I watched two quarterbacks, two very good competing quarterbacks, Daniel Jones and Geno Smith, really have themselves quite a game. It was a fun game to watch because it was close. Both teams were trying, and Seattle wound up winning it at the very end of it. And I had a chance to watch the end of the game. Now, Geno Smith, I've been giving this guy a little bit of some trash for a while, been calling him Geno's Eats Pizza, everything like that. And this guy really has kind of had a rough time in the NFL. I mean, he brought on to the Jets way back in 2013, where he had an 8-8 season for the first year, a 3-10 season the second year, and then he was forgotten about for just about 7 years or so. The guy's had it pretty rough in terms of he's been more of just a kind of a backup, popping up now and again for the Giants, the Chargers, and now Seattle. He said at the end of his game, when he was getting interviewed by the news broadcaster, said, "So, how did you win this game?" Something along those lines of, "How did you win this game?" And the first thing he said was, "Oh, it's not me, it's we. We won this game." And I was like, "Yes, that is what you do to really win the spirit of the game, to get your teammates really behind you with that." Because let's face it, 9 weeks ago, all of us were like, "Oh, Seattle's tanking it pretty bad this year." They don't look that bad. They honestly don't. Geno Smith does not look that bad in terms of what he's been doing with it. So what can he do in this game? The Seahawks and the Cardinals have been split pretty evenly, 24 wins over 22 over the past couple of decades with that. So nothing really to talk about with that there. The depth chart is what really kind of needs to be mentioned between the two of them. Seattle's depth chart on offense is virtually untouched. They've got a couple injuries here and there. They need a new center, obviously, but the guy coming in, Kyle Fuller coming in, is looking like he's going to fill in the spot pretty nicely with that. Seattle's defense, though, well, there are some problems all over the place. Remember the Saints from a couple weeks back? Yeah, Seattle's not too far off from that one with it. And it's all over the place. It's everywhere. They have injured players with that. Now you compare that to the Arizona offense. No Hollywood Brown. He's out for like another 3-4 weeks, something like that, with his injury. James Conner, a little shaky on the running back with that. You're going to be relying on your kick returner to do most of the work with that. I never, in particular, like that. Benjamin is like, he's okay with it. You do have DeAndre Hopkins back, but what really makes it look bad is the fact that the offensive line are all second and third strings right now for the Cardinals, putting Kyler Murray underneath at least some sort of attack based on the defense with it there. But the defense of the Cardinals, not so touched with that one there. It's got a couple of injuries here and there. So you've got essentially a Cardinals defense that's looking pretty good against what is right now currently a good offense on Seattle, whereas the Arizona offense, which it's been palpable, like it's just before DeAndre Hopkins, it was messy. It was just boring, is what it was. They just weren't doing anything. Hollywood Brown doesn't sell it. DeAndre Hopkins is back and it's like, oh, there's a spark, but it's still not quite what I think they want it to be. And I think they're going to struggle a little bit against Seattle. The over-under on this game is 50.5, which is like, oh, that's decent high amount with that. 37% of the folks are going with Arizona on this one, leaving 63% of Seattle. 5.4 average confidence for Seattle, along with 5.4 for Arizona. I got to say, I was impressed with Geno Smith. I like the fact that I like a quarterback who comes back, because there's so many times we look at teams that have quarterbacks like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and the whole team is just the quarterback. And yet you get what is essentially someone who has spent 9 years in the NFL, mostly under sort of backup conditions kind of deal. And he comes out and he says, no, it's not me, it's we. I like that. That made me feel good with it. And that's what's making me pick Seattle with this one here. I am going to go 12 points on Seattle for that. 12 points for Geno Smith is what that is. Boss, your thoughts?
We'll take 5 on Seattle.
5 on Seattle from Dak. Grody,
13 points on Arizona.
13 points on the Cardinals for that one there. Kamish,
Yeah, 12 points on Seattle.
12 points on Seattle with that. I like it there. I like it. Going back up to Boss,
Making
the
this weird,
defect.
Grody.
What?
I'm gonna say, Grody, you're making this weird because you're putting 13 points on my quarterback.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I
I
mean,
believe.
Brody's tanking. He wants to get those draft picks next year.
I honestly, I've been thinking that if I lose another one, I might just be like, hey, who wants Stephon Diggs?
we'll take
Yeah. Like I was, so Stan obviously sent out some trades. He hit me up, and I haven't responded yet to him. But I was looking at it. I'm like, yeah. He's like, you can answer now, or you can wait the week or whatever. I was like, okay. So, and I win the week, and I'm like, of course, Stan's offering me a trade. It's not that great, but it's not terrible. And I'm like, of course I win the week. So, and I remember earlier in the year, I told Barry, I said, yeah, if I keep losing, like it's going to be, sell, sell, sell. And it's just like, cause I know like he wants Kelsey, he wants the tight end. And to me, apart from Saquon's resurgence, there's really nobody else on my team that's a keeper apart from Kelsey, because I kept Mike Evans. So it's like, yeah, I'm on the verge of like it's time to sell off, and Kelsey will be somebody that I would definitely be like, nope, you're gonna give me something for this guy.
That'd be a first round pick.
Yeah.
Did anyone ever trade a first round pick before?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't remember who,
No.
but I know somebody gave it. Huh?
I'll do it. I'll trade a first round pick. I got no problem trading first round picks.
Me a first round pick, John. You can have anybody on my team.
No, currently the trade offer is going to go to Dave. I want Chase.
He was injured for the next 4 weeks.
Jesus, he would dump him in a fucking heartbeat, dude.
Well, I'm gonna offer him other stuff and see where it goes. But I'm just saying, I have no problem offering a first round pick. It is not that holy to me. So, I mean, I play it throughout the season, so
Dave, please watch this and trade him a first round pick for Jamar Chase.
I'm not trading him a first round pick for Jamar Chase. I'm just saying I have no qualms in if he, for instance, let's just say like Kenneth Walker is on his team. He's really good right now. I have no problems trading Dave a first round pick for, say, Kenneth Walker and Chase.
I might hand him over to you right now if I had.
You want Travis Kelce? You give me that first round pick, baby.
And I have no problem doing that. I don't need a tight end. I have Taysom Hill.
One good game versus Kelce, who's had all good games.
That's right. Yeah.
Kelce's the only reason I got 2 wins, and he was on a bye week for one of them.
Yeah, what a hand.
He got 20 points.
I'll talk commission. I'll talk first round picks with you here. I'll talk that.
I gotta lose, okay? If I pull off the win this week, I'm 3-6. I'm not out of it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing.
Standings, literally nobody is out of it at this point. We're all plumped at the middle. It's ridiculous. Kind of annoying.
So what you're saying is, if I offer you the first round pick right now, you would consider it.
Well, I'll consider it, of course. Like, because I know given the matchups for the rest of the year, I'm probably not going to make the playoffs. And even if I do, would I make it at the 8th seed and I play Barry, who's scoring 150 something points a fucking week, and I lose? Like, yeah. And then what? Next year I get the random luck of being like, where am I going to be in the draft? Whereas if I get your pick, I get 2 in the first round. Like, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a realist when it comes to where my team's going to be. And if I could just get the wide receivers on the same damn page when I fucking play them, it'd be a different story.
Yeah. Let's raise our glasses once again to the
my bench.
To the de facto third place winner Boss has chosen to talk about one other game. That is Stafford versus Brady, Los Angeles Rams against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hit us up with some stats.
All right, well, Tampa Bay has not covered at home this year. They're 2-6 against the spread, and 0-3 when 3-point favorites. Well, all signs point to get the fuck off Tampa Bay. That being said, Brady has never been 3 games under 500. And if he loses, that would happen. So, and the Bucks are averaging 62 rushing yards per game.
Oh God!
Worst in the NFL. It's because Brady literally does not run ever.
Oh, yeah.
Probably gets less than 10 rushing yards per year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That does not help the cause, but what was that game? Tampa. Yeah, I mean, I don't like it. You gotta take 4 on the Rams. I don't know. I don't like any of it.
He doesn't like any of it. He doesn't know. He doesn't know why he picked this game, but he picks 4 on the Rams with that.
Yeah, I have to pick 2 fucking games, so you know what? You go screw yourselves.
Yeah, throw a dart or something like that. Grody, where does your dart land?
Just because of how bad the Rams have been playing, even with how bad Tampa Bay has been playing. I think at home, looking to not lose 4 in a row. Honestly, would think is like probably the first time in Tom Brady's career, potentially. I got 9 points on the Bucks.
9 points on the Bucks.
The Bucks because you're right. I just can't. What?
I don't trust either one of these teams. They're both hot garbage.
If he loses 4 in a row for the first time in his career, good on him. And I'll happily lose my 4 points. Man can fuck himself.
Commish, what about your 4 points?
I got 9 points on this game, and it's on the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, on the Rams with
I'm
that.
sorry, the Bucks have been playing terrible, and I just don't see any reason why they would turn it around.
I am with you, except I'm going 5 points on the Rams myself. Tom Brady, I hate you. I do hope you go underneath that. You're a cheater, you're a dirty liar, and you probably smell funny. All right.
Hoping John insults the players he doesn't like because they're definitely watching this show.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
For the archives, once they get around to it after retirement and they've got nothing better to do, and they're just like, "Hey, what were they talking about me back in 2022?"
Yeah,
that guy fucking hates me.
I think that's the other thing too, John, is you've gotta change your titles of our videos. They can't just be Duff Pick'em All Stars Week 8 or Week 9 because searching keywords, no one's going to be able to do that. Now, if you put in there Tom Brady stinks Week 8 review, somebody can type in Tom Brady and our video might pop up and they may listen to you tell them that Tom Brady smells.
So yeah, I've actually been noticing that when you type in team reviews, like somebody on YouTube must be doing some awesome search engine optimization. I forgot who this person is. His voice is horrible, and I can barely hear what he's actually talking about with it. But somehow this one guy who's just looking like he's doing it from a webcam in his mom's basement is like popping up left and right on YouTube, at least for Monday reviews with there. I do agree. I should change the videos. Right now I'm just kind of uploading them more as an archive with them. But I agree, they're public. I could probably do that. Getting down to quick picks, Grody. We're gonna start with quick picks in the Philadelphia, Houston.
Got 1 point on Philly.
Commish.
2 points on Philly.
Ooh, I'm going to do 1 point on Philly myself. Boss?
A deuce on Philly.
Deuce on Philly. Oh, that's there.
Or a city deserved it.
Commish. You get Hotlanta hosting the Chargers.
I got 11 points on Hotlanta.
11 on Hotlanta. Oh, it's in Hotlanta. Good underdog team. 8 points on Hotlanta. Icehouse.
I'll take 8 on the Chargers.
Ooh, Grody.
We got 10 on the Chargers.
And on the Chargers, a split. I like it there. Bengals hosting Carolina for me. Bengals play Yo on Burrow. Ice House.
9 on the Bengals.
Grody.
4 points on Carolina.
4 points on Carolina. Commissioner.
4 points on Carolina.
Oh, Carolina, some splits with that there. Interesting. Ice House. You get Green Bay at Detroit.
Come on, Detroit. I got 1 point on them.
Oh,
Get
boy.
them.
Oh, boy. Grody.
Hell, Detroit.
I got 8 points on Detroit.
8 points on Detroit. Commish.
1 point on Detroit.
Detroit. 4 points on the Packers. Ugh, I'll wash my hands after that one. Yeah, that's right. Grody, you get New England hosting Indianapolis.
I got 5 points on New England.
5 points on New England. Commish.
Yeah, I got 5 points on New England.
5 points on New England. Indianapolis is a train wreck right now, and this is an ugly game. Let's see. 9 points on New England. That's how you do it. Ice House.
I'm actually going to swap points here. I'm going to go 10 on Green Bay and 1 on New England.
What? What kind of craziness? Come on.
You know what? I feel
Eggs,
like-
you catch that?
Bullshit's he making up?
Who cares? It's like, you know what? I feel like if Aaron Rodgers can't win by 3 points, against Detroit, who just lost TJ Hawkinson, and dude, go plug yourself, because it's a great day.
Because Hawkinson was the glue that kept that team together.
Yeah.
That's right. He's the Elmer's glue.
Touchdowns a game.
His name is TJ Elmer's Hawkinson,
Well, they only have one wide receiver that can catch the ball now, so.
Yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
St.
For
Brown.
him, who else is
DeAndre Swift.
That's all they
Jamal
need.
Williams.
That's all they need.
Yeah. Kamish, you get Minnesota at Washington.
You got 7 points on Minnesota.
7 points on Minnesota. I don't know much about this. Everyone's going Minnesota. I'm going Minnesota. How many do I have left? Oh, it's not a lot.
Enough.
The 3 points
Not
on
enough.
Minnesota. Ice House.
7 on Minnesota.
7 on Minnesota. Grody.
Lucky number 7 on Minnesota.
Oh my. That's how you do that. I get the next game here. I get Las Vegas at Jacksonville. I know nothing about this game. It's such a large spread, so I'm going to put big points. I'm going to put 10 points on. No, I miss it. I miss it too much. I was going to save it for later. We're going max points on the Miles Jackless Jags. Ice House.
Oh, God. We'll put 6 on Miles Jackless Jags, I guess.
Oh, yeah, right there. Hey, Grody.
I got 12 points on Jacksonville.
Oh my goodness, Kamish, can you complete the deal?
I can. I have 13 points on Jacksonville.
Hey. And fly wave for that one there. And back up to Ice House for the last game. You get Apple Core Baltimore at Nowlands.
I'll take Baltimore for a dozen, man.
Baltimore for a dozen. Grody.
11 points on the Ravens and Roquan Smith.
Oh,
Second, Andy Dalton. In the game.
Kamish.
I got 8 points on the Ravens.
8 points on the Ravens. I will be contrarian and do 10 points on my guy, Taysom Hill. Please do a thing. I don't even know if I'm going to play you. Actually, I'm not going to play you. Please do a thing.
He's gonna do a thing
Yeah.
if you don't play him.
Please do a thing while he's on your damn bench.
Yep.
Brilliant.
What happened? That's what happened to me in my other league. I didn't start Tony Pollard. Bastard
Yeah.
got 46 points.
I am not letting this energy in my area here. No. No. All right, folks. That does it all for the Duff Pick'em All Stars. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think about this, and we'll see you around on next week, folks. See you later. Bye-bye.